First of all, I just want to say this is my dad's iPad, so this is not mine, but he asked me if I wanted to do a review, and I was like, yes please. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Go! Hello people, welcome back to Beauty Jam. Today we're going to be doing the iPad haul. This is the new iPad for 2018. Yeah, so first thing I'm going to do, this is the iPad itself. I'm going to show you what's in the box first before I start anything. So I'm going to show you what's in the box. So this is the iPad box itself. As you can see on the front, you got the picture of the iPad on the side, and it's in the colour that you ordered. On the side you've got the word iPad, which is obviously the make. The bottom is just the Apple logo. The bottom of that, the other side of that is again iPad, and then the top is just the Apple logo as well. On the back you've just got all the information about the iPad, and obviously don't chuck it in the bin and blah 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 blah. And that's it for the box. They are very simplistic, which I like about Apple. So opening it up, I already got rid of the cellophane, I've had issues with that before. So opening it up, you just open it up like that, and there's the actual iPad itself. So you just pick this up. Here is the iPad itself, and that is the back. Obviously this is in space grey, don't forget this is my dad's. He had an engraving on it, and yeah, so there's the actual iPad. I'll give a little tour of that in a minute. Also in the box you get a lightning to USB, oh there's a hair in it. Thank you Apple, thank you very much. You have a lightning to USB wire, obviously. So that goes in there. You also have your little pack from Apple that says designed by Apple in California. Opening this up, oh, there's literally 2 pieces of paper. I was like, why? There's a massive like thing there, look, and I was like, why is it not coming out? But it's part of the thing. I don't know why they've done that. But you got 2 Apple stickers. Once again, the Apple stickers are back. You've got a little bit of information, and then just welcome to the iPad, and it just tells you a little bit about lightning connector, the tips, Touch ID, and blah blah blah. So yeah, that's what you get in that little pack there. And obviously you also get your plug, which plugs into there, and you create your plug for your wire. I'm not going to do that because I want my dad to do it, because you know it's his iPad, so he should have the fun of putting it all together and you know having that. So just a quick tour of the iPad itself. On the front you can see you've got your Touch ID button there, your home button. You have your FaceTime camera here. On the side, this side, the right side has got absolutely nothing. This is completely clear, as you can see. The bottom, you've got your 2 speakers which have been moved from the edge to by the lightning connector, and you also have your lightning connector there. Then the left side is again completely clear apart from the volume buttons, which are there. And then the top bit, you've got your headphone jack. On the left corner you've got I think that's your microphone. Is that your microphone? I'm not entirely sure what that bit is. And then you've obviously got the lock there. I hope you guys can see this. So you got your lock there. On the back you've obviously got the Apple logo itself. You've got the iPad and the iPad information at the bottom like it usually is. My dad had a free engraving on his, so there's an engraving there. There's also a camera here, which is no longer sticking out. It was sticking out on the other one. And there's a little, hang on, I want to make sure you can see this. There's like a little dot here. Can you see it? Like a tiny dot. I'm not entirely sure what that is. I thought it was a mark at first, but it's not. I don't know what that is, but that kind of ruins the look of the back. I don't like that little dot there. I don't like that little dot. I don't like it at all. So I think they should move that. I don't like that dot there. It just ruins it. I don't even know what it is. What is it? If I knew what it was, perhaps it wouldn't annoy me as much. But because I don't know what it is, it's annoying me. Why couldn't they put it like over here by the camera? That would make it look much more smarter. I don't know, guys. I don't know how things work. But I just don't like that dot. It ruins it. In the box, you get the iPad itself, some information in a little packet, a lightning to USB power adapter, the USB power adapter, and the plug. And that's all you get in the box. So this is, I'm not going to open this completely, because obviously this is my dad's iPad, so I want him to have the experience of taking the cellophane off and everything. So I'm not gonna open this because it wouldn't be fair, you know. But as you can see, this is the iPad. It's a this is the 9.7 inch one. This is not the bigger version, this is the 9.7 one. What I will say is it's very thin. It's thinner than the, oh, I don't know. Is it thinner than the Pro? No. No way. It's thicker than the Pro. It's thicker than the Pro, definitely. Hang on, let me get mine, see. Right, this is my iPad Pro, this is my iPad. As you can see, it's kind of a bit thicker than my iPad Pro. This is the 9.7 iPad Pro, so it's the same one. See, it's a little bit thicker, considering that it's the same. Hang on, I'm trying to get them level. Let's do it this way. Back to back. Back to back, so we used to do it at school. So yeah, it's a little bit thicker. See, only slightly, but it is a little bit thicker than the Pro. Yeah. But what I will say is it's still very light. I feel like I could just throw it about. I'm not going to throw it about, but I do feel like I could just throw it about. It's very, very light. It doesn't feel like it's weighing me down or anything like that. This still has Touch ID. It's not face recognition. I thought it was going to be face recognition with the new iPad, because when they said they were announcing something, I knew it was going to be an iPad. I knew it was, because they haven't released one for ages since the Pro. So I knew it was going to be a new iPad. I did not count on them releasing an iMac, a new iMac. I did not count on that. But sorry, this is choking me right now. Yeah, but I knew they were going to release an iPad. I did not count on them releasing a Mac though. One thing I didn't like was you can get it in silver, space grey, which is what this one is, and gold. You cannot get it in rose gold. Like, what is this? The last thing that they released in rose gold was obviously the iPad that I bought. So I'm really glad that I bought this iPad now, because they don't do rose gold anymore. I don't know why they've stopped doing it. Like, were they not selling well or something? Surely they must have been. I don't understand why they've stopped doing rose gold. I want an answer, Apple. I want to know why you've stopped doing rose gold. And I want a good reason, not a flipping half excuse. Do you know what I mean? I want a good reason. I want a reason. That's what I want. One thing that I did like about it, I can't show you because I'm not going to turn it on or anything, but at the bottom, if you swipe like up on your thing down here, you can dock your favourite apps. Now you can do that on mine, but this one looked more high tech. They had like 6 there, and I thought that was great, because I thought if you're ever using an app and then you're using another app, you can easily switch with your dock rather than going back to your home screen. I thought that was really clever. One thing that I did find really intriguing though is the AR that was on the advert. I saw the advert. You can like bring things to life on your iPad screen using augmented reality. I thought that was really cool, especially, I mean, they tried to target it with education, obviously, but I feel like you could use that anywhere. If you've got children, you can teach your children using AR. So yeah, I just feel like it's not just schools or students that are going to benefit from this. I feel like parents could as well with their children. They could read bedtime stories to them and really bring them to life. Not too much though, not like Red Riding Hood, no one that brought to life, do we? But you know, like just little things like that. So I don't think it's just students and education and teachers that are going to benefit from this iPad. I do feel like other people could as well. But yeah, the AR was really interesting. That's something that I was really impressed with. And I think that's by using the camera. I think they use the cameras to bring things to life in real life. But what I was thinking was parents and teachers and students, yeah, but I do feel like people at work could use these too, because let's just say you're like a builder, you know, and you want to see how the building's going to look. iPad, you know, you could create like a blueprint, an augmented reality blueprint that shows the builders what the finished build is going to be like, rather than just plans. You could actually bring it to life via the iPad so they can see. Do you know what I mean? And also customers, if you are selling a house or building a house for a customer, you could use one of these to kind of show them this is what it's going to look like, because as customers, we don't understand blueprints. Like, I don't understand blueprints. I don't know where to, the first thing about blueprints, I don't know. So just seeing it on an iPad screen, this is what it's going to look like, that's interesting to me, and I feel like that's a good concept. So I feel like workmen could use this too, or work women, work everyone work could use this. There you go. So yeah, I thought that was a good kind of swing on that AR reality as well. Yeah. Another thing that I found with this one is the Apple Pencil is working on this one as well. The Apple Pencil works on the Pro too, but with this new iPad, the Apple Pencil is used, so you can write things, you can draw things, you can colour things in, you can highlight things with your pencil, you can doodle, you can just anything you can do with the Apple Pencil you can do on this, which I thought was great. Especially again, students and stuff, highlighting, writing notes in the margins, you know, just stuff like that. Another thing is it uses Apple iCloud Drive, something like that. So you can upload things to your iCloud Drive and you can then edit your work anywhere. So let's just say you were doing your university work and you left it and you went to uni, you could finish your university work on this iPad wherever you are. That would obviously depend on which model you actually get, but yeah, I thought that was cool because the amount of times that I've gone to uni, when I was at uni, the amount of times I've gone to uni and left my memory stick at home, and it's so annoying. So I just thought it was great that you could upload it to your iCloud Drive and then you can edit your work anywhere you are as long as you have your iPad. So yeah, that was cool. One thing that I have kind of downgraded, I don't want to say downgraded, but with the Pro, on the side you have, on the side you have the smart connector. Obviously this connects to keyboards, smart keyboards, and you can type on the iPad. With this one, they didn't put that on. There is no smart connector on this iPad. I don't know why. I don't know why they decided not to include that. Perhaps they still wanted the Pro to have some pros to it, do you know what I mean? So they're not going to put everything on this, because then why would people buy the Pro, do you know what I mean? So yeah, but one thing you can do is you can use Bluetooth keyboards, so you're not completely lost, especially with the education bit. You're not completely lost, you just need a Bluetooth keyboard rather than a smart keyboard. I've never used either. I have used a Bluetooth keyboard, but I've never used a smart keyboard, so I can't compare. But you can still use a keyboard, you're not completely lost, but you just can't use the smart ones, you know? So the camera, they are 8 megapixels, there's one at the front, obviously for your FaceTime and your selfies. You can't really see it on this because it's black, but it is there, I assure you. And then you've got one on the back, which is obviously to take photos and different things like that. One thing I will say is with this one, it's completely smooth. The camera does not stick out like on the old iPads, they didn't used to stick out. But on the Pro, the camera actually sticks out. Can you see that? It sticks out, the camera does. Maybe that's what makes this iPad thicker. Maybe it's because they've decided to put the camera back in and smooth rather than sticking out like that one does. Because this proper sticks out, you can proper see it. But that one doesn't stick out. Another thing I will say is there's no flash. On this there is a flash underneath, as you can see. There is no flash on this one, unless it's built in, I don't know, but there's no flash. So you can still do your FaceTime and your selfies and stuff, you ain't got to worry about that. I don't know about the flash, I'm not 100% sure, you might have to look online for that information. But yeah. It does say that it has 10 hours battery life and can last all day. Apple have now brought out that new battery thing for the iPhones that tells you your battery health. I am going to download that and look into it because that was interesting, because my battery plays up on my phone. But they say that it lasts 10 hours. I don't know how true that is. I think with Apple it depends what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? If you've got 10 million apps open, then obviously your battery is going to drain quicker than somebody who's using one app. Do you know what I mean? So again, I think it depends what you're doing, it depends what you're using, it depends how many things you've got open, it depends whether you actually close your apps, because that's something my nan didn't know. My nan has an iPad, she has an iPad 2. She's good at using it, I taught her how to use it, but she didn't know that you had to close your apps. So she was saying, why is it losing battery all the time, and why is this open, why is it saying that I'm using the internet when I'm not? And I was saying, because you've got all your apps open, see? So I think, again, it depends what you're doing. Whether you're using all your apps, whether you're closing your apps, whether you're playing music, watching videos, this, that, the other, streaming, like, it all depends what you're doing, and that depends how long your battery will last. I feel like I've just said loads. I feel like I've just kind of vomited information at you. I didn't mean for it to be like that. This is just everything I found interesting about it. So yeah, that's pretty much it from what, and obviously you've got all your normal iPad stuff, your calendar, your this, your that, the other. But there is different models. There is a Wi-Fi model, and there is a Wi-Fi and cellular model. With the cellular model, you need an Apple SIM, which you can get from Apple, which is inputted into the iPad, so you can get online anywhere. As for topping that up, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I've never messed with cellular, but I don't know how to exactly top that up. But it is nice that they do give you the option to have Wi-Fi only, so you can. This is the Wi-Fi one. You can only connect, but this is not the cellular. But they do that option, so you can access your documents anywhere via the cellular Apple SIM one. So the starting prices are The starting price is £319. That's for this version. This is the 32GB Wi-Fi only version, and this is 300. Did I just say 319? That's right. Yeah, £319. Yeah. That's the cheapest one you can get. Obviously, you can get 128GB and the cellular versions. They are obviously a bit more expensive. So I'm just going to give you the cheapest and the dearest, and then your price will be somewhere in between depending on which one you want. So for 32GB with Wi-Fi only, it is £319. For 128GB with Wi-Fi and cellular, it's £539. Which, might I just add, is cheaper than the iPad Pro. This is cheaper than the iPad Pro. I don't know why. I genuinely thought when they released the new iPad that it would replace the iPad Pro, and that this would be way more expensive than the iPad Pro, and that they would knock the iPad Pro prices down, because this has now taken the crown. Do you know what I mean? But no, it's been the opposite. It's been kind of like here's an iPad, it's not as good as the iPad Pro, but it does. I didn't really understand that. Like, if I was a big company, I'm not knocking Apple here, I don't have a clue what I'm talking about when it comes to tech. But if I was a big company, right, and I released devices like Apple, every device would have to be better than my last. Like, I would not release an iPad or an iPhone that isn't as good as the one before, but it's a little bit better than the one before that. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like that would be a step backwards for me. I'm not knocking Apple, like they know what they're doing, you know. But for me, every device would have to be better than my last, which means that every new device would be more expensive than the last. And then the last one would then be knocked down in price because it's no longer the better one. This is now the better one. This is the one that you should buy. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, in some ways it is better than the iPad Pro. You've got augmented reality and blah blah blah, but the iPad Pro is still... Oh, this is so dirty, I just realised. The iPad Pro is still the one sitting on top of the throne because it's got the smart connector. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But you know what I mean, like it's got the smart connector and it's got different things, like the iPad Pro does different things than this one, obviously. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't really know the differences between the two. The smart connector's a big thing. I feel like this is thinner, which is better. And I don't really know which one I prefer. I feel like there's no competition. I still feel like the iPad Pro is better. I don't know. And the iPad Pro is still more expensive. So if you are looking for an iPad, if you are a student and you are looking for an iPad, dependent on what you want to do on it, I would probably go for the normal iPad, the new one. Number one, it's cheaper. Number two, you can get your student discount. Number three, it has got all the education stuff on there. But if you need a smart connector, then you're going to have to get the Pro because there is no smart connector on the normal iPad. and this still does everything that this iPad does, apart from the AR, right? So you've still got your Apple Pencil, you've still got all that, you can still highlight stuff, and you know, so I don't feel like there's that much difference between the two, apart from, like I say, the AR. That's the only thing that I can find that they've really upped and said, this is the new iPad, there you go. But yeah, but price difference between the cheapest of this and the cheapest of that, because I had the cheapest of the Pro, is big. It's a big jump. I don't really know why. This is like £500–600 for the cheapest of the iPad Pro, and then this is £319 for the cheapest of the normal iPad. So get it while you can, guys. Get it while you can. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that I've missed. I probably have missed quite a bit. I'm going to leave links in the description below to where I got my information from so that you can check it up yourself. And yeah, let me know if I got something wrong, because from what I can see about the Pro and the iPad, there's not that much difference. So I don't really understand why. But yeah, just let me know in the comments below what you think of the new iPad and whether you think it's worth it. I do think they went more education with it though. I do think they went... Oh, that's another thing. The also the stereo, the speakers. There is only 2 speakers at the bottom. There's not 2 speakers at the top. There is on the Pro. There's 2 at the top, as you can see, and there's 2 on the bottom. So there's only 2 speakers on this, which is another reason why the iPad Pro is better, because that's got 4 speakers and this has got 2. I don't know, guys. Just let me know in the comments below what you think of it all. And that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for videos from me. Make sure you check out my other Apple hauls, because I've done quite a few now. And yeah. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.